Kyle here from allmediareviews.blogspot.com. Shout out to Yitze Rob 2112, the creator of the blog title. He's on YouTube. I know he goes by Mallory or something, Rob Mallory. He created the blog, the All Media Reviews blog, in 2006, and then he asked me to. He's looking for people and on the Mike Portnoy forum, and I joined. And I mean, I needed a. I was doing live journal at the time. I needed a blog, or I needed some other outlet, something new. And I figured I knew some other people had been doing group blogs, and so I decided to do that. But he got to be too busy, and so I just ended up doing it and got kind of attached to it. But shout out to him. He's on YouTube. I know he's also kept a blog himself, a new one. But maybe we could do a collaboration, maybe with like our friend Alan, who's known as Zoso on the Mike Portnoy forum, and way back, wasn't that long ago, but it's like been 6 years since they closed it. And there's a Facebook group, and then maybe Frantic Dav, Christian. We could, I don't know, or Josh, that drummer guy. It'd be nice to do some kind of collaboration. It's just the timing never works, and it's just having set up and everything. But anyway, I'm gonna do a couple videos today. I think one just a vinyl collection update that I did the what's in my bag from Amoeba and Rasputin's, and then the Caviar vinyl that I got a couple weeks ago. But I've been ordering a bunch of stuff between recently and then over the last several months. I'm still waiting on, but I did receive some stuff. But I just went on kind of you can call it a binge on Discogs. It's sort of the feeling that go to Discogs and find something that I don't seem to find in the stores, and that the prices is reasonable price, and more than likely it's shipping from the U.S., but not everything. So I bought a bunch of records. Not all of them have arrived, but I got some of them in the last few days, last week and change. So the first one is, I actually made a video last week showing this, but I need to reshoot it, and so I'll show it now. This is the Self Record Store Day 2015 single for Monogamy. The case is not in perfect shape, unfortunately, but I remember on Record Store Day that year knowing about this and could not find it. My friend in Wisconsin, Shane, I think he did see it, but I didn't ask him to pick it up. My wife's friend mostly, the Monkees fanatic, longtime lifer, 80s generation Monkees fans. But yeah, this is Monogamy with Could You Love Me Now, which the single came out in like 2011, but Monogamy wasn't on the Super Fake Nice EP that I have, but it sounds like it could be, and given how much I enjoy this, it's a sort of a brownish. I enjoy both these songs, even though Could You Love Me Now is pretty poppy, pretty like more straightforward pop, but it's still Self, and Super Fake Nice, as much as I love that. I mean, I enjoy almost everything he's done. To varying degrees, but for the most part, I enjoy a ton of, I need to make like an essential songs list. I maybe do a ranking, but I remember I wanted this and I couldn't find it, and I never bothered. And I paid a little bit of money, probably more than I would have expected for a 7-inch single, 45. But I found a place, I think it was like in Alabama or somewhere in the South, I got this on Discogs, so I'm glad I have this. There's a couple Self items I still need. I need the Breakfast with Girls vinyl for sure, but I'm really just more interested in seeing what he's going to put out. I know he's been busy with his Matt Mahaffey, his work doing Hollywood stuff. He did a score for a movie recently, so I can show two full lengths that have come in, but I got I think a total of, let me just count on my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 records that when they're going to be arriving is not clear, but hopefully soon. The one that should have been here a while ago, that's the one I need to follow up on. But the other ones are just recent purchases on Discogs, or so I'll show those at that point, but I'll show the 2 that I did get. The one that I ordered back on Bandcamp Friday back in December from Australia. This is the Toehider album from 2022. I have little to no memories of these memories. The one 47-minute track. Yeah, this was not that it was excessively expensive. I don't remember how much I paid for it. It was through the Bandcamp page, but this finished number 3 on my list from 2022 albums. I'll admit that I haven't listened to it a lot recently this year. I think I went back to it once, but I've been listening to more of his older music, and that's why I kind of want to do a specific video, a separate video on Toehider and his career. Not really going to include Arian, because I'm not an Arian fan for various reasons. Arian to me has always been like We Are the World with Prog All-Stars, and it always has come across very cheesy and melodramatic. But I know people love it. I know he was involved with it. I don't know. There's other people that have been on Arian, like Fish and Neil Morse, and a lot of James LaBrie, a lot of musicians and singers that have been on Arian albums. Daniel Gilmour, I think, might have been on one. But that doesn't really change the fact I'm sort of... And I liked his work on the Pink Floyd medley with Shadow Gallery, but... Mike Mills is his name, the guy who goes by Toehider, who basically writes and plays almost everything on this. He is a fantastic singer. But look at this. This is a concept song, album, epic, set in space, or it covers the gamut of all the styles. I talked about that in my review last year, and when I did my albums of the year, it finished number 3. I mean, Dirt for Robbins and Gospel. It's like a splitting hairs between them. I don't know. I would say this is more ambitious than either of those two records, as much as I enjoy both those records. This is ambitious in the sense that it's like sort of hard to believe he was able to. So it was like Light of Day, Day of Darkness from Green Carnation. It's a 47-minute track that somehow does flow pretty well. There's hooks on a lot of the sections of each part of the piece. It's from Queen to sort of Jethro Tull to, there is a little bit of doom metal and there's some Devin Townsend elements of it, which I can take or leave. I like Devin Townsend, some of his stuff, but some stuff I'm not even anywhere near someone who loves most of his music, but Michael Mills, Toehider he's a savant. He's a, multi-instrumentalist, who just kind of, it's weird. He can write a really catchy piece. He can write a really technical piece, real heavy piece, real kind of, ballady kind of sections. I mean, I don't know. The truth of the matter is, while I've listened to this thing maybe probably about 12 or 13 times, the things I've listened to parts of it more than that. It's probably a record that I could appreciate even more down the road. But I'm listening to his other music and a lot of his other songs. And it's just these simple words like feels good or good. One album's called like Good, and this simple like titles. This is like the most mouthful title. But he's now making a series of EPs, I guess, for the Patreon, like 12 EPs in 12 months or something, which I'm not part of the Patreon at this point, but maybe I'll find a way to hear at some point, hopefully. So that's the Toehider record. I have little to no memories of these memories. Cool. I didn't even say it was like blue and yellow vinyl, splash vinyl. And then, okay, so I found, this is what kind of got me in this sort of Discogs. Again, I wouldn't call it a binge. Just kind of like, I've been on Discogs for a few years now. I've been using it. I should have been in it a long time ago, but looking for certain records, and it's like, has it been issued on vinyl, or how much is it available? Where is it available in the U.S.? I found this in the U.S. I've needed to replace my CD copy of this album for many years because it got damaged just because I was bringing it back to work in bags and stuff. But this is Klimt 1918's, what I consider their masterpiece, or their best record. Their most kind of sort of maybe catchy, melodic, poppy record, Doppelgänger from 2005. And I totally owe the late Shane K. Spec 1982 from the Medium of Music blog and on the Dredge forums, telling me about, this is one of the records he put on his 2005 list, this massive list. I never thought about making a long list until I read his list. But this was like, almost like a heavy U2 in some ways, which was, Dredge was kind of like that too, but it's different than Dredge in some ways. But they used to be kind of thought of as more of like a doom metal band, but I actually like their early stuff. The recent stuff, they have a record in the works, Klimt 19. They're from Italy. Came up in the early 2000s, but this came out in 2005. It's, there's a lot of tracks on here that I just love. Here, let me show the actual piece. You know, it's like, but I always wanted this album to come on vinyl, and you know, the fact it did. I think it came out last year. It's a standard black, which fits it. Like I said, I got the whole thing on here. Yeah, I mean, it's not just like U2. I mean, the song "They Were Wed by the Sea," which is probably, if I had to still pick a favorite, it's the second track on here. That one, it's just so punchy and uplifting. But there's a lot of other just moody, melodic, mesmerizing songs on here, like Lomo, Snow of '85, the title track La Tregua, Sleepwalk in Rome, Rachel, Night Drive. I mean, the whole thing flows so well. It's, you know, they're not a metal band really on here. It's like the way you consider Dredge. Dredge isn't a metal. At one point they kind of got heavy enough to be considered metal, mostly on the debut and Leitmotif, but it's really great to have this record on vinyl. And I need to pick up another copy on CD. The CD version I have has that second CD of remixes, which are also really good, but Prophecy recordings. But yeah, it was really great. I got this for a really affordable price. It's not a very thick pressing. That's kind of weird here. I'm hoping this is the whole thing. Side. I'm looking at this. Side A and side B. It's like you kind of wonder, because this isn't. That's about the one negative I would say about this record, is but it's got a double sleeve. I guess they used the booklet for the other sleeve. It's not. I don't know how long of an album this is. It might be. I guess I would estimate it's probably about 45 minutes, so it could fit on one. But yeah. So anyway, that's what I've picked up recently. But I mean, these are the first two arrivals. Like I said, I think I have like 5 or 6. Maybe this. Oh, it only does have one slot. I thought this case had actually room to fit 2 actual discs. I just want to put this in here so it doesn't ruin the case, but also still fits. But yeah, there's like, I should be getting, I would estimate in the next couple weeks, 5 or 6 records. So I'll be doing another vinyl update, at least one more. And then, then some, I got other stuff in the works, of course. So, but thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we'll see you next time.